All right. Welcome, everybody. My name is Maria Velazquez. I teach in BPS and Boston Public Schools, and I am also one of the instructors at the Berklee Institute for the Arts and Special Education. I have the privilege to teach the ukulele ensemble. It's a new ensemble that we started this year. And I had the idea through the summer thanks to another BPS opportunity to build a curriculum for them. So today I'm going to start sharing right here. I'm going to share some of the tips and practical things that I've been doing with my students, both in Boston Public Schools as a K2 fourth grade general music teacher, and as well as with our ukulele ensemble in the Berklee Institute. All right, so here we go. I like to start my class with some beautiful music. Today we're gonna skip this part, but I encourage you to click on the link once you get it and just listen and enjoy. We are gonna talk about some transitions. We're gonna do some warm-up games. We're gonna do some posters games. We're gonna share 7 tips for beginner teachers. Some other materials that I will give you, I'm not going to talk about it, is the history of the ukulele, some resources that you can access online and are free for all, and a student package that I'm giving you with this presentation. All right, question of the day. How many of you are on Zoom? How many of you are in person? How many of you are doing all and everything at once? Welcome to my life. I have the Zoomies and the roomies. I'm outside with my phone. Anyway, this is something that has been saving my life and is the welcome question. I give this as a moment for me to transition between one class and the other, and I connect it to whatever we are doing. So today the question is, where does the uke come from? Does it come from the Madeira Islands? Does it come from the Hawaiian Islands? I don't know who can give me the answer. It's just a great way to get started and for them to start thinking about something that you are going to hopefully talk about a little later. Or maybe you already talk about it, and it's a great way to see if they understood the content. All right, moving on. The other way that I've been starting in my class is just playing. Just put a habits on and play along. It's a great way to motivate your students. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just go ahead. I see some of you are already looking at the chords and going like, how am I teaching 3 chords? Oh, don't worry. Strum a pattern. It's about getting them excited. It's about playing. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just go and play right away. All right. We don't have instruments. Some of my students are in their cars. Some of my students are at the YMCA. Hey, guess what we all have? A piece of technology. Get your phones out, scan the Q code, and that's all you need. For some of my students with special needs, it's been a great way to don't get frustrated. If they are having some issues with the real instruments, I ask them to join us with their phones and just to strum along. You have an Apple Store option or a Google Play. These are free apps. That's why I chose them. You are welcome to explore the different pieces of technology, but please, please, please know that at the end of the day, what matters is to be making music with your students, to get them excited, and to have a meaningful musical experience. If it's not through an instrument, then use the technology. Use it in your favor. All right, so this is one of the first questions that I wanted to ask everybody. Have you played the ukulele before? Yes, maybe, no. And I do include a maybe, because maybe you strum once your grandmother's ukulele and then you didn't play it again. And that's a maybe. You are not sure. You want to give students the different abilities to give you some answers. This is an important question. It gives you a lot of information about the audience that you have. If these are students that are coming to you for first time, if these are students that you're teaching remotely, you want to know what are their abilities. You want to know where do they come from. You want to incorporate those things in your teaching later. If your students are experts on ukulele playing, but at the same time you have another 18 that never played the ukulele before, guess what? It's not a problem. It's a great opportunity for you to partner up with that student, to have him helping you, to have another research in your class to get and keep on going. All right, so I think I'm gonna stop my share right here, and we're gonna do some warm-ups. And you may think, warm-ups for what? This is not a voice lesson. Hey, what do you use to play your ukulele? You use your fingers, correct? Or do you use your nose? What do we use? Your fingers. All right. I'm going to ask everybody to have hands behind their back. Oh, I see you. Hands behind your back. Show me your finger number one. Awesome. And we're going to go and warm it up and get it closer and get it far. And we're going to go boom, 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 boom. My kids love to make up songs with this silly song. Bim, 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 bim. Push-ups. Bunny ears. Can you show me your bunny ears? Finger 1 and 2. Jumping, 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 freeze. We got 3 fingers. What is it? It's a T-Rex. 4 fingers. Wiggle our fingers. We can make, I don't know, they like to do all kind of shapes and animals and things like that. We're gonna shake, 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 and freeze. Stretch. Get your fingers close to the screen and shake, 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 and rest. Something as simple as this, it gives you some time to build at the beginning of the class and for your students to get started. Yes, identifying numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 is essential for them for later. You're making a game, you're getting them started without even talking or having the ukulele on top of them. Other things that you could do, you can have them leading the warm-up. We have a particular student in our ensemble class that loves this opportunity, and he is the lead, and it's his job, and he does it. And every week he makes up a different animal that brings into the class, and it's just a joy to see them enjoying this. Something that could have been very boring. Yes, finger number 1, finger number 2. It became something nice and fun to do with them. All right, after your warm-ups around your fingering, we're going to talk a little bit about how do we play, how is your posture. And instead of just talking about it, let's make another game. I'm going to show you some pictures for some choices, because some of us are visual learners and we need that piece of information. Here we go. So for some of us, we will hold the ukulele with a 90-degree angle. And this is an important thing. Some of my students will say, well, it's not exactly 90, it's 85, Miss Doreste. Anyway, 90 as the picture. Or some of us like to hold it in front of our belly. It's an extension of my belly button. Look at your belly button, yeah, in front of it. That's the sound hole right there. Perfect. Awesome. Some people like to use, oh, what is that? It's like a necklace. Yes, it's a strap. And then you can show them different videos of playing different ways and blah, blah, blah. For today, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you to put your ukuleles down again. And we're going to see that posture on your chair. I don't know how many of you have your kids learning on the sofa or on their beds, but I was one of them. So please show me your best lay down posture, posture 0. Oh, we're exhausted. So tired. Posture 1, boring faces. And I like to show them like my side, like whatever, is the whatever face as well. Like this, great. Posture 2, we sit up, or back straight. And posture 3, we stand up. And we do a game. I say one thing and I show them something different and they have to react and do it as quickly as they can. Again, you can ask one of your students to lead. It's just a fun way to get them involved and get them moving. All right, we're gonna keep on going. 7 tips for a successful teaching ukulele. I'm gonna name them and run very quickly over them. Again, on the slides presentation that I'm giving you, you have them all so you can go back to it. I just don't like to read out of the script all the time. So tip number 1, it's about classroom management and how to tune those ukuleles. So I gave you already some tips. If you have somebody that is super master pro, you can ask them to help you out. I like to have my ukuleles when I teach with 24 kids. I put them on the floor and I go right before they come in on the rack and I will check. Just at the beginning, it's really, really challenging. Tuning has been a pain for remote learning. It's been one of the most challenging things. Another tip is to ask for help, to please inform your grown-ups in the house that they are going to be learning ukulele, that one of the more difficult things is to tune, and to please help them out with that piece. Another thing that you can do is to use an app. I'm giving you a couple of options. Something else that is very useful, of course, is to use a tuner. If you have the money, if your district, if your school says, hey, music teacher, I have a few bucks for you to spend, buy the cheapest, but the clipping, those are great. I'm giving you a couple of options on the slides just for you to check around. Just make sure that you have a plan in place, all right? Because the time that you're going to lose tuning, it's a time for all your students to lose all their engagement. So you want to be prepared. You know what it works. Again, I'm giving you 3 ideas. Tune before, ask for help. And what did I also say? Oh, teach how to do it. Spend some meaningful time really teaching how to tune the ukuleles. For remote learning, I'm going to show you very quickly the slide that I share with my students. So these are the tips that you'll get to see later. But right here, you have the slide that I give them. You click right here, come on, and it gives you into this website. Again, I use it because it's free. If you have another resource, please use it. But you have to turn on your microphone, which was challenging for some of my students to do. So I made a video tutorial. You click on it, and then you hear the note. And I promise I wouldn't share sound, so I'm gonna stop doing that. Sorry. Okay. So tuning, that was tip number 1. You need to have a plan. Please put it in place. Think about it. Check out what it works. What it works today may not work tomorrow, but keep on trying and be consistent with your plan. All right. Number 2, tip for teaching chords, fingering. So I like to use I like to strum all the time. I think the ukulele is a great instrument to sing and play at the same time. That's what it originally was for. That's the culturally appropriate thing to do as well. And that's what your students can do the best. So help them out to say the position. So we'll go finger 3, first string, 1, 2, 3, and then you strum. So I like to say it, I like to show it, I like to play it. And I always follow the same 3 steps. Say it, 1, 2, 3, show me. And now that we have screens, it's great because they have to really force themselves and play it. We did not talk about it, and I'm not gonna spend time, but something for you to consider on Zoom is this. It's a real problem, right and left, for all kind of learners, but especially if you have any particular special needs. Something that a friend of mine did, which I think is brilliant, is she sent a bracelet for the parents to put on before the beginning of the class for the right hand. So the students will have a little bracelet that the music teacher sent, very simple, nothing crazy, about whatever it is, or a sticker, and then they knew, because sometimes their different devices have mirror options. So what I'm saying, I usually in my classroom, I just will play everything opposite as a mirror, but in Zoom is very different. So just please consider those things. I'm gonna keep on talking, sorry, too much. So sing while playing, please do it. One more thing, this is mostly for in person, but we've used it also on Zoom. When you have a large class and you have a lot of kids that need particular help, use stations. It's the best thing that I've done as a general music teacher. Now that we are doing this ukulele ensemble, we have 2 instructors at the same time, and we split the kids, and it's been working so much better. Had a group of, I think, 10 kids, and we split them in 2 groups of 5 according to what? What do you think are the good choices? Well, you know your students, you know what they are capable of, but we split them by level, by language. Some of them need translation, some of them may need accommodations, physical things that you will talk about it a little bit later. But think about those splitting options that you have. In my classroom, if I do have a paraprofessional in the room, the paraprofessional will be with half of the classroom on devices or quiet work. I have different options, different stations that they like to do. and I will be playing with the other half. We'll have half of the class playing and half of the class doing the other thing, and then we'll rotate. Same idea if you're on Zoom and you have the options to send them to individual breakout rooms. I give each student one breakout, and they can go into that and practice by themselves, or follow a video in CISO or whatever activity you have ready for them related with what you are teaching, but it will give you the chance for anybody to work individually or as a group. All right, partner up. I think I mentioned this already. Partner up with that family member that you have that is a great musician. Partner up with that student that has been playing for 3 years. Please use those helpers because you are going to need them. All right. Tip number 6, safety and ownership. I think for me, one of the big things teaching a large classroom has been always routines and building that ownership that the kids then have, and then respect the space. If you teach about the instrument and the history and what really means for the culture, they are going to know. They are going to react to that and build responsive learning around that too. So please, please, please talk about the history. Please do your homework. I am going to give you some materials, but again, you know what is best for your students, and you do need to ask yourself these questions. All right, and the last one is about accommodations. I'm giving you 2 sites that I've been using lately. And one is, let me open it up. I'm going to share with you right here. So accommodation is on the slide 13. Please make sure you click on these 2. They have all kind of holding instruments option. So if you have students with limited physical mobility, they have all kind of adaptive resources. And then here we have other side about fingering other resources, visual resources that could be very helpful for you. All right, I'm going to just very quickly go through everything because how much time do we have left? 3 minutes, a little longer. Okay. So some things that I wanted you to have. So this is what my students package look like. I gave them printed, and I also gave them a folder, a Google folder with these materials. They could click on it. It goes into the tuner. This is something that we build together. We were talking a second ago about caring and about valuing your materials. It is important for you to have a list of to do and not to do sometimes in life. So we build this one with my students. We do love our ukuleles, and we love them very much. So we take care of them. We do not share it. Yeah, my students live in house full of kids, and sometimes, little kids like my kids do not know how to treat the instruments very gently. So we do not share it. It's ours and only ours. In the classroom right now with COVID, we have the same room. You have your own ukulele, and unless we clean it, nobody else can have it, please. You put it away every time you are done playing it. That's something that they all agree was important, to keep it organized and not to break it in between. Find a place, please, that is not near the heat or the air conditioning units. And you can keep on reading this whole list and make your own. I encourage you to make your own. All right, some resources about history. I made this beautiful slide and I thought it was great. Again, guess what? It's the answer to our beginning question. Where does ukuleles come from? What islands are here? It is Madeira or what? And then we get to talk. And this was a great example of different learners' styles. I had prepared this one, and then my colleague went like, no, Miss Maria, this is what we are using. Tell me, what is the difference? Because this is the real trip. This is how long it took them to go from Madeira, Portugal, all the way down to South America, and back to the Hawaiian Islands. All right. So it was important visual reminder, just for you to think about any time that you put some visuals and to really think about, Google Maps versus the reality back in the days. Already, I am giving you all these beautiful slides about Hawaiian language and how they work. The word ukulele came in. You have some videos, some great pictures of the time. These are just materials that are awesome. 10 facts. I do a game with my students where they have to come up with some facts and they put like a huge paper together. Again, if you are doing a station, this is one task that the kids that are not playing could do, list those 10 facts. And then we're gonna finish today with one last game, all right? So these are the parts of the ukulele. Let me put it in presenter mode so you can see. We have the head, the tuners, we have the frets, we have the fingerboard right here. You can see the different in color, correct? So that is the fingerboard because I put my fingers all on. I have the sound hole, I have the bridge, you're right, and the body. I am gonna give you some seconds to think about what names do we have. So I will do this game in two different ways. One, matching, right? Just put the number next to it and they can put it on the chat. Or I will ask everybody to go, hands behind your back. 1 is the bridge, 2 is the neck, 3 is the head. Show me with your fingers. What do you think is the name of this part of the ukulele? And I may have the choices down there with the fingers, and it is just a fun and quick way to review content and another game to use in your class, okay? Already, I think we're coming to the end of the presentation. I am just gonna make sure that you have everything embedded and everything ready over there. Any questions that you may have or any more materials that you want me to share. I do have a bunch of things, but we only have 20 minutes. Please do not hesitate in emailing me. My email is right here, Miss Maria or Miss Doreste at mvelazquez@berklee.edu. And with that, I think the presentation is all set. Thank you very, very much for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed today.